Given the current evidence, the next BioShock, now known as BioShock 4, is supposed to be an open-world role-playing game. Cloud Chamber is the new studio that has helmed the franchise. Since the studio's inception, its job requirements have pointed to people with experience in designing open-world games and multidisciplinary dialogue systems. This means that BioShock fans will have to wait for a lot of changes. BioShock fans are therefore divided in relation to these changes. So let's take a look at the pros and cons of BioShock 4 becoming an open-world role-playing game. Building an open-world BioShock is exactly the adrenaline the series needs for a big comeback in the new decade. The last BioShock game was released in 2013, and it is a victim of its own success. For example, narrative methods such as audio tapes that were revolutionary at the time have become obsolete mechanics. Rapture and Columbia are big cities, but the areas that players have access to are closed and restricted by modern standards. Giving players a choice is an interesting innovation for the BioShock series. The main twist of the first BioShock story was that the player didn't really have a choice and was under mental control the whole time. BioShock Infinite gave the player a choice of very trivial things on a number of occasions, but at the end of the game it became clear that those choices didn't affect the bottom line. Exploring the philosophy of freedom of action in BioShock 4 in a genre that gives the player a meaningful choice is definitely a fascinating idea. But an open-world BioShock also has the advantage of playing this role, which can be a different work from previous versions of the series in terms of structure. Cloud Chamber should go into the development of BioShock 4 with that in mind and make sure that the one-man and a lighthouse formula is not repeated. Moving into the role-playing genre was instrumental in the revival of Assassin's Creed, and BioShock 4 can do the same. Of course, we should not ignore the obvious flaws in this genre change. BioShock games are known for their highly character-driven and structured stories. These stories unabashedly criticize different philosophies. Players have no control over their character's story, background, or even in-game events. For example, Booker DeWitt has always been in the Battle of the Wounded Knee, and Jack has always been Ryan's son. When it comes to the freedom of role-playing and predetermined stories, one side has to be eliminated. Giving the player too much choice will lead to the fading of the series' philosophical themes. What if Jack didn't have to kill Andrew Ryan? What if BioShock Infinite didn't end with Booker sinking? BioShock 4 must carefully seek to strike a balance between delivering a non-linear story to the player and preserving the franchise's philosophical themes. Cloud Chamber's job requirements list doesn't specify the features in BioShock 4 accurately. For now, fans will have to wait for the fate of BioShock 4.